Talk to Woody Harrelson, his new movie coming up. By the way, the character, if you're old enough to remember the show Cheers, the character's name is Woody. They didn't change the name of the character just because it's Woody Harrelson. He auditioned for it. They were going to give that role to somebody else, and I think at the last minute they let him audition for it, and it just so happened the character's name is Woody and became Woody Harrelson. And that's his real name, Woodrow. Although if you were going to say to me back then, you know, that guy will be the most successful actor out of everybody who's in here. And he's been nominated twice. People versus Larry Flint, I think, and The Messenger. Who's our guy, Ben, who was in
Foster?
Ben Foster.
Love that guy.
Dang.
Yeah, dude.
He doesn't act enough. He's in the 3:10 to Yuma with
Great movie.
Russell Crowe. Is that Christian Bale?
Yep.
Dang. That one.
He was also in the movie Alpha Dog with Timberlake and Emile Hirsch.
Okay.
It's a good flick.
Yeah. But Woody's had a lot of roles. And he's one of those guys that shows up and like you'll be like, hey, what'd you do last night? Oh, you know, Willie Nelson with Woody Harrelson, and you throw out somebody. Woody's always involved. Like he's omnipresent. It feels like I'd love to know what his Rolodex, his phone looks like with all the friends that he has. This feels like, and he lives in Hawaii. And I mentioned this about going to his brownstone in New York years ago. He lived in the West Village, or the Soho, I guess. And I brought that up to him in this conversation. We talked to Woody a couple of days ago. And he grew up in Lebanon, Ohio. Not Lebanon, Ohio. Lebanon, Ohio. I grew up in Mason. So we're about 8 miles apart. And he's, I think, 5 or 6 years younger than me. And I don't know if he played high school basketball or not. I think his bio says he played a little bit in college at Hanover College, which is a Division III. But Woody Harrelson has a new movie, and it's called Last Breath. Got to watch it on Sunday. And just the opening scene. Like I would watch the opening scene again because it's a deep sea diver. So Woody plays a deep sea diver, and they're in Northern Ireland. They're in the North Sea. They go down. I think they're called like lubricating divers or saturation divers, something like that, where they go down for these power grids, and you have to do all this work. They're out at sea for 30 days. You have to decompress for 4 days when you come back in. And this is based on a true story called Last Breath. But it's about Woody and his crew, and one of his men gets stuck down there and goes without oxygen for 30 minutes. And I start out by asking Woody, that opening scene was pretty remarkable, and what was it that brought him to do this movie?
Well, Paul Brooks, who he was the producer on Champions, this movie I did before. You know, he mentioned this to me and mentioned the documentary, which was on Netflix at the time. And so he said to watch it, and I watched it, and I said, oh my God, I'm in 100%. I love it. He says, you want to read the script? I'm like, I don't need to read the script. I'm in, because I was just so blown away by the story. Like, what an incredible story. If you just heard about it and you didn't see it, as I did in the documentary, you couldn't believe that it could happen, So I was kind of mystified by the story. And I thought Alex Parkinson, who had done the doc, did a tremendous job on the movie.
But you have 30 minutes of time where he doesn't have any oxygen.
Yeah, they do.
And where he was, the depth of it, and maybe the temperature prevented any damage. Doctors still haven't figured out why he didn't suffer irreparable harm.
Yeah, I think it's one of those unexplainables. Like you might just call it a miracle because, and I'm sure that the temperature factors, the how far below the surface. I mean, those all had something to do with it, but it's still inexplicable. You know.
And you didn't have to get in the water, which is good for you.
Right. Well, they do it in rotation. They have three sat divers, and so at that time, I was in the Bell, which is that little tiny tin can that comes down from the ship.
You don't get claustrophobic, do you?
Well, I don't get claustrophobic so much as if there's no windows open in a room, that can start to bother me. Yeah, or like a car. That kind of claustrophobia.
When you take away a movie like this, like I don't know what if you search for roles, like what is new that you want? Like, are you at that point in your career where you go, I haven't done that, or like, how does that work?
Well, there was certainly novelty to this project and this character, and it was nice to meet the actual Duncan, and I thought, and I got to meet also Dave. I didn't get to meet Chris, who's the person who all this really happened to, but I felt also about him that all of these guys are kind of philosophical and pretty zen, which you know, so they have a real powerful presence, But Duncan's funny, very funny.
He's Woody Harrelson, and the movie is called Last Breath and hits theaters coming up Friday, February 28th. When's the last time you picked up a basketball?
Been a few months. Yeah, I played a little while back. I played with Adam Sandler in where were we? Forget. I think we were in L.A. Oh no, we were in Maui. Anyway, he always gets together wherever he is. He gets a game going. Yeah.
How was your game compared to his?
He's pretty good, actually, and he's a baller. But I like to think we one time played one-on-one for it was a long game because it was very defensive and it just went on and on and on. And by the end of it, it was like tied 13-13 or something because you needed to win by 2. And it was finally like, I forget which one of us said it, like, do you want to stop? And the other was just so grateful. Like, we got to stop this. Exhausted.
It was like a ceasefire, I think is probably what it
was.
It was
a ceasefire is what it was.
Yeah. Can we bring up the story when I visited your house in the Village with Darius Rucker?
Sure.
Do you remember that I came with Darius Rucker one night to your place?
Of course.
You don't remember, do you?
I don't remember anything.
Okay.
I literally have no recollection of anything.
Okay.
But hold it. Well, this was in the Village, so this must have been about 15 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was King Street. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Darius is recording in New York, and he said, it's late at night. He goes, hey, do you want to go to Woody's? Well, I don't know who Woody is. I think it's a bar. So we get in a car. All of a sudden, we pull up to a brownstone. We walk up to the door. You answer. And I go, oh, Woody's. So we proceeded to go into your kitchen. And you had some pot. And Darius fell off the kitchen chair after 3 hits. I say to you at one point, can you get us something better than this ragweed? Okay, so the look on your face was like, you look at Darius, you're like, is he serious? And I'm actually holding onto the chair so I don't fall off. You kept getting Tupperware, and the pot kept getting like lighter green, like lime. Like you were going to, you went upstairs, I think, at one point. You're like, all right, okay.
Yeah.
And so you brought in reinforcements there. And it might have been just another day of the week for you, but I got roughed up. but I didn't fall off my chair. I went toe to toe with you, whether you knew that I was going toe to toe with you.
I kept up in the ante, and you just stayed with it. Right.
When I said ragweed, the look on your face was like you were competitive, you were insulted. And you brought out pot that it looked like antifreeze, color of antifreeze. And I'm like, I'm in trouble here, man. I'm in trouble. Do you get, like, does it still hit you the way, like, it crushed me. It knocked Darius off the chair. But is it like you're okay? You and Willie Nelson are like, this is fine.
Well, I don't want to smoke Willie's weed, but I like a sativa, like a calmer. I don't want to smoke one hit and have to rest. So no, I would much rather have something that you can share and it's lighter. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. On that occasion, it might have been a stronger dealio, but now I try to stay with the sativa outdoor organic.
I should do that too. The 5-time club with SNL. How proud of you of that accomplishment?
That might be my best accomplishment. But no, it's really a cool experience, and I'm looking forward to number 6. Lauren just keeps on going. He'll probably keep doing it another 50 years.
But what's the first one like?
What's the first what?
When you hosted?
The first one, I was, very nervous when you're standing off stage waiting for the light to turn red and going out for your monologue. It is nerve-wracking. I mean, of course, it's live and you don't get another take. It's exciting.
And also the other members of the 5-time club coming out to congratulate you, Steve Martin and Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Good company.
Very cool.
Yeah. Well, good luck with the movie. It's Friday, February 28th, based on a true story. It's called Last Breath. Woody, good to talk to you again. Thank you.
Yeah, good talking with you. See you in the kitchen.
No, I'm not going to insult your weed ever again. That was a big mistake, but Darius and I still laugh about that. The fact that you knocked a guy off of a chair because of how strong your pot was. That's he's no lightweight either. So no, he's not. No, he's not. Thank you again. Good luck.
All right. Yeah. Take care.
It's Woody Harrelson. The movie Last Breath in theaters today.